What's going on YouTube? It's Eli here from TreeFall Studios, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how I developed a hub world system that is similar to Nintendo games in the overworld map systems from games like Mario. Nintendo has a ton of awesome games with hub world maps, and today we're going to be taking a look at my take in my new game called the Perplexing Orb 2. Before we start, I want to give a huge shout out to everybody who supports TreeFall Studios on patreon.com. We could not do what we do without you. I need to give a personal shout out to LV, Overhyped Gamer, PLP, and Carmen Red. Thank you for your support of TreeFall Studios on patreon.com. If you're interested in checking out the Patreon page, the links will be in the description below. Also, we're really growing on the channel recently and we're about to break 500 subscribers. So if you like videos about game development, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an upload. All right, let's get started. Alright guys, so here is a first look at the hub world map system. I am super impressed and super happy that I've been able to create this. I'm just going to show you a brief look at some of it right now. It is 100% not done. There is a ton I need to do, which I will explain in just a moment. And as you can see, I can't even move my character past this point because I've already got the code in there that's locking off the progression, but I don't have all the visual cues created to let you know that you can't get past that. So as you can see, there's a couple different spaces here in the beginning. This is right in the beginning of the game. And this would be World 1. If you press the X button here, you'll go into the Pyramid World, and then this is World 2, the City World. And as you can see, it got the clouds going underneath the map just like the regular levels, and you can move back and forth. This side spurt here is actually the first bonus level. So I was struggling going back and forth trying to decide what I was going to do for the hub world in this level, in this game, excuse me. The original Perplexing Orb originally had a hub world design where you could kind of explore around to unlock the levels, but it just looked hideous and it didn't function very well, so I made a very small little hub world that you could just basically roll into different levels with. So I was going to try to improve upon that idea for this game, but I tried a bunch of different designs and I just wasn't happy with it again. So I decided to try something different, kind of like a hub world map system, and then it just turned into an entire adventure mode for the single player instead of just selecting levels, kind of like an arcade game. It became more of an adventure mode for this game. So what I decided to do was, instead of having a bonus mode that had the bonus levels in it that you unlocked using the artifacts you collect in the story mode, which is basically what you did in the first game, I just decided to incorporate the bonus levels inside of the adventure mode, and now the bonus levels and regular levels are all in one, and you have different criteria to unlock each of them. Okay, so now we've jumped into the actual engine view, and the game is currently running, so this is what you would see if the game was actually in motion, but we're not in the game view, what the game actually looks like. This is the editor view, and I've maximized it here so I could just scroll around and show you guys a little bit of what's going on and some of the stuff that you can't see. So here is the overall map so far. I don't think it's actually done. I'm going to add a little bit more to it. You actually can't even see right here. This is the first bonus level, and I already have the sign that tells you how many coin tokens that you need to unlock in order to get the level, but I've already got the code deleting it because it's already being unlocked. So this is all basically half programmed. It's not completely done yet. Like, all of these stations do not have code yet, and all of these do. So I don't actually have the debug in there to delete the data. I'm just not done with it yet. But so this is the first world, and you can see that it has the floating pyramids to show you this world. This is the second world right here. This is a way station. This is bonus 1. This is going to be bonus 2. And here is world 3 in this corner. And here is another way station. Here's another bonus level, and then this leads to the final area, and here is world 4. So that's an overall of this view of the map. I absolutely love it. Also, basically, for the people who are interested in game development, I've made this pretty efficient. I've broken it down into stations, and basically when the orb is at each station, that's when it runs a certain set of code where it decides, do you have what it takes to move to the next station? Do you have what it takes to enter this station? Do you have what it takes to go back? All this type of stuff, all of the value data that it is looking for, it runs that code when the orb has moved to each station. And so I've got it to where it needs a lot of work still. So basically I've already programmed in there when you're going to be at a station, you can see that there's no hub indication here. I mean, actually you wouldn't be able to see it anyways. This is in the scene view. But there's going to be UI that comes up, and it's going to be right here on the top of the screen, and it's going to tell you how many tokens you've collected, how many finished posts you've destroyed, and those are going to be the statistics that you need to move on to the different levels. So to progress through the worlds in the main story of the map, you need to beat levels. And to beat the level, you have to get to the end of the stage and knock down the finish post. It's going to record how many levels you have completed, and that number will be the gate blocker to let you go along this main path. These side paths that are going to be going to bonus levels, those are actually not by just beating levels, so there's a little bit more depth to this. To get to these, you're going to need to collect artifacts. That's how it was in the first game, but my coding was a bit weaker in that game, and basically all you had to do was collect a certain number of artifacts to unlock each bonus level, and you could grind those artifacts because every single time you spawned into a level again, the artifacts would show up again, and you would be able to just collect them, and that would add to your overall count. But for this game, it's actually tokens that you earn. You earn an artifact token every single time you complete a level and collect all of the artifacts in that level. So in other words, when you get to the end of a level, like let's say level 1, and there's 5 artifacts in there, if you collect all the artifacts in that level and also hit the finish post, you get the token. If you collect all 5 artifacts and then you die on your last attempt to beat the level, you go to game over, and that will reset your count. So you'll need to successfully complete the level and collect all the artifacts to earn a token. And the bonus levels are blocked off by the tokens. So basically you're going to have to beat a certain number of levels while getting all the artifacts in order to progress through the bonus levels. It's actually, some of them can be pretty difficult, and I'm designing them that way, but it also balances itself out because not every level is suited to collect artifacts. Some of the levels in the beginning and some of the worlds, they're basically straightforward. They're teaching you the orb ability, and the stage itself is pretty small, so throwing artifacts all around that level doesn't really add to the game design or the level design for that level. So some levels do not have artifacts, and those levels you will automatically earn a coin because you made it to the end. So you basically have to get, in World 1 for instance, you basically have to get all of the artifacts, which is probably half of the levels to 2/3 of the levels have artifacts in them. So you have to complete those in order to unlock this bonus level. I don't have any of the bonus level like hub images in here, like the pyramids signify 1. There will be 3D objects for each bonus level, but they are not done yet, so they're not in the hub world yet. And I'm also working on something very specific that I don't know for sure. I don't like to mention things that I don't know if I can complete, but I'm working on it already with the code for this hub world. So hopefully that I will be able to get it to where when you're in each station, the UI will appear on the screen here, and I'm already going to have it to where it will tell you how many levels you beat in that world, how many tokens you collected in that world out of the total number, and then that's a huge change from my previous games. I just recently released the remaster of Maze, for instance, and basically that game, it will tell you when you walk up to each level if you've beaten it or not, but it doesn't tell you what your overall level count is or your coin total or anything like that. So I'm going to be trying to focus on heavy data and user interface for this game, so it really brings the user experience over, like, you know, most AAA games do. I mean, this type of stuff is just done in all games, so I'm really working hard to make sure that I can show all that and really put together the user experience and have this be our best game yet. But I'm also trying to get a level selection system to where when you're in each of these stations in each world, after you've beaten the world, you can go back and choose which level you want to play. Because especially for achievements, if there's a level that's only an achievement that's only collectible on a certain level, you would want to warp back in there. Or if you wanted to practice a certain level, you know, if you're doing a speed run or something like that, it would just be really helpful and just overall bring the game to a whole new level. So I'm working on that, and hopefully by next week's devlog I'll be able to show you that and show a little bit more of this with the rest of the 3D models in there, the rest of the code, the rest of the movement code, and also being able to select all the levels. Don't know if I'll be able to have the whole level select done by next week, but hopefully by next week's devlog I'll be able to show you all of the rest with the UI and stuff like that. So it's got a long way to go, but so far it's already been, you know, working rather well, and I'm pretty excited with what I've got going on so far. So if you enjoyed this video and liked seeing behind the scenes of what this hub world map looks like in the game engine, be sure to give this video a like. It really helps out the channel and lets YouTube know that this is a good video and to share it with more people. So please be sure to do that. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel and you enjoy this video, be sure to subscribe for more game development content like this. I already gave a big shout out to our patrons in the beginning of the video, but I'll just go ahead and say thank you all once again for supporting us on patreon.com. Really appreciate it. Hope you're looking forward to the Perplexing Orb 2. It's come a long way and it's got a little bit left to go, but overall I think it's going to be our best project yet. I hope you're excited to play it rather soon, and with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video.